What's up, beautiful souls? Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Your boy Loon is back with another Reddit read, and today we are back on a subreddit that we haven't done in a super long time, but because one of you guys, aka Anna Elizabeth, actually reminded me of it, r/NotHowGuysWork. We're gonna be diving into it today. It's honestly been like 3 or 4 months since we've been on the subreddit, but I'm excited to see the chaos that has been going on. And for those of you guys that don't know, the subreddit is the counterpart to Not How Girls Work. Not How Guys Work is essentially posts that people find where it's just genuinely not how we species work, or my species. Anyways, let's see what's popping. It's been a long time, so I went ahead and put top posts of the month. And it's not as active as Not How Girls Work, so it's kind of nice going on this from time to time. All right, first post, the top post of the month says, "This is Andrew Tate, everyone." Oh, what a great start. The so-called role model who uplifts young men. Oh, this is going to be bad, isn't it? All right, New York Post. The post goes, Irina Zarutska's boyfriend shares his heartbreak, lashes out at unqualified judge who let suspect walk after Ukraine refugee was butchered on Charlotte train. Dude, if you guys don't know about that situation, that was nuts. That happened like literally just a month ago. And it was in Charlotte, and I live not far from Charlotte. It was pretty crazy here in North Carolina. Anyways, Andrew Tate responds on this. "This is why women date rich men. When your boyfriend is too broke to save you from public transport and working in a pizza parlor, you get, unalived to death." What? How did that connect with her having a rich boyfriend? So if you have a rich boyfriend, you just take his money so that you can, maybe some women want to be independent and they want to do their own things, Also, it was, if I'm not mistaken, the Charlotte transportation that was taken, it's kind of like a tram that just runs, it's a lightweight, it just runs one kind of direction, which is nice. I've actually used to consider going on it. However, I would never go on it at night. That is a little scary. But anyways, let's continue this. Someone responds to that saying, "So you see this young man lose his significant other and you think, let's attack this man's financial status." Yeah, also, I'm pretty sure they were really young. Like, young to the point where they don't have fully established money yet. She was 23, so to assume her boyfriend's probably the same age, 23. At 23, you're probably not going to be, stupid rich, all right? Unless you, were born into it or just got crazy lucky or tech or something. Someone in the comments says, "Andrew Tate is the peak of what you cannot become as a man. Everything he has done is the opposite for what proper masculinity means." I can somewhat agree with that. Being a good man means you're up for service, protection, and hard work. He lives in a selfish, violent, and criminal life for the sake of his flesh pleasures. Everything is about money, about the cars, the best beverage and food, and the best women to have S with. Any young man who values him is on a path to destruction or self-destruction. To dive into that specific post, I want to say he's the peak of what we can't become. I've seen some worse men out there, believe it or not. I think that he does lack some actual masculinity. However, some of the stuff that he does preach, the basic stuff isn't bad. Like the whole oh, you should work out. You should, worry about your finances and stuff as a man. Yeah, totally. I could totally agree with that. However, it gets funky whenever he does those super clickbaity things a woman's only there. Okay, that's where it goes a little too extreme. I think he's more a cringy goofball than he is just peak F him, But yeah, he's definitely not a good role model, and no young man should seek him as a role model. All right, so this one says self-explanatory. Things that I think should be for girls only, no men. Okay. Ordering a side salad, self-explanatory. Dude, this gotta be one of those hyperbolic posts because come on, dude. Sometimes you order a side salad. What if the options are side salad and fries and you're trying to be healthy? Or you actually can't eat fries for some dietary reason. Using multiple pillows. Sweet dream, princess. What the F? That's so funny because I use multiple pillows. Dude, he's listing everything that I do. So I just do things that girls do apparently off of this post. I sleep with in my bed, I have 4 pillows. I use 2 or 3. But like, what's wrong with that? I gotta have a pillow on my back and front, bro. I like to be sandwiched. Tapping to pay with your phone. Swipe a card like a man. At this point, you're just listening anything. Like, what? That's just so much more efficient to pay with your phone. I totally understand using a card, but at the same time, future, bro. Taking selfies, self-explanatory. Bro, this is totally not how guys work. Like, this is such an epitome of this subreddit. Dude, I take so many selfies. Dude, this is practically just me. All right, seatbelts. I thought you're good at driving. Seatbelts is crazy. It's like, yeah, if you're gonna get in an accident, you might as well be unalive because that's manly, macho man. I've seen this before, and I'm not sure whether it's meant as a parody or not. Yeah, I think it's a parody because it's gotta be. It's a little too preposterous. Yeah, so about the whole seatbelt thing, ejectocito, because all right, wall of text misandry. Sorry, I always get the two words mixed up. All men are oppressors. Okay, hard to swallow pills. All men are members of the oppressor class, including men who are disenfranchised on axes other than S. Men of color, gay, and bisexual men, and disabled men do not get a pass for the way in which they get perpetrated and uphold misogyny. Women are allowed to be wary of all men. This does not make them racist, homophobic, or ableist, and to say it does is intellectually dishonest. Who posted this? This just sounds like the most anti-dude thing ever. Y'all devil's advocates are effing dumb, and no one with two brain cells to rub together actually believes you're standing up for disenfranchised people. It is painful. Bro, what? No. This is how you get an us versus them. That's literally how you do it. You incite like hatred towards another group. That's literally what you're doing. I don't believe that all men are just like the worst. Like what? I think that there's bad people in both parties here. I mean, it has a point, and the same is true for literally any other axis of oppression. White women, white gays, white poor people, all of the capable upholding white supremacy. Rich POC are every bit as classist and elitist as rich white people. Basically, disenfranchisement is one area doesn't give or doesn't negate privilege to another. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, that's a whole thing we can dive into, more political and everything too. This one says, I mean, this is technically true, and if a woman has had very traumatic experiences with men, it's understandable that they have a certain fear response to all men. I can agree with that 100%. Because if you have had a traumatic experience, even with one of any type of person, you're going to be a little bit scared. It's not racist if that man happens to be black. It's not homophobic if that man happens to be gay. Okay, yeah, if we're taking it from that perspective, yes. I just think the whole idea that like all men suck, or I guess that's not what it was really trying to say. Let me read it again. I feel like there is good in all groups. However, if the message is read to be like, you got to be careful of all, yeah, 100%. Why does this have almost 1,000 likes? Gendered. Okay. This is on r/love memes. How men and women provide love and affection. His affection. Protects. In front of a car. Okay. Handles the heavy stuff. Playfully. And then he smacks her. Oh, God. But, I mean, if that's your girlfriend, I ain't gonna lie. I do that sometimes. Politely, of course. Her affection. Takes care. Cooks hot meals. Kiss attacks. I don't know. I feel like I do all of these, all 6 of them. And my partner also does all 6 of them. I mean, I guess I handle more of the heavy stuff and I protect a little bit more, but I feel like we both cook, we both take care, both kiss attacks, and she also smacks my butt. So I don't know. I don't think that's like to be honest, this is how a relationship dynamic is, so I can't be mad at it. Yeah, that's what I agree. Like if you're in an actual relationship, this is kind of normal. And I feel like both people do it. Man being victim blamed for being cheated on. Okay, let's hear them out. Women don't cheat for sport or variety. Okay. Actually, I don't know. I can already kind of disagree with this because some women do cheat for variety. Very less than men, I would say, in my experience. I could be wrong. I've known married women who cheated. 9 times out of 10 circumstances are something like this. She's been married for a long time. Her husband rarely compliments her and may even tell her that she's unattractive. There is no love, respect, or romance left. The woman has spent years feeling like absolute S about herself. She's been told no other man will ever want her. Then she meets someone through her normal activities. It could be a coworker, trainer, or old flame. The man targets her and comes on strong. He is giving her all the attention and admiration she hasn't had from her husband in years and even decades. She resists for a long time. The other man continues to pursue. Eventually, she gives in and end up having an affair and contemplate leaving her husband. As soon as the new guy thinks that she's actually going to make this her move, he bails on her. She's been done wrong by two men. Her husband, who has emotionally and physically neglected her for years, and the affair partner, who has used her for sport. Often getting other man's women is seen as an accomplishment, thus in term OPP. It's not so much about wanting the woman as one-upping the other man. I think it's a lot deeper than that. Hold on, let's comment on this before we read anymore. Do women cheat for sport? Yes, I've seen it less, but I have seen it happen. Variety, yes. I've also seen that. Now, 9 times out of 10 is insane because I think this is a very specific situation. Has it happened before in history? Probably. Many times, for sure. But I don't think it's the majority. I feel like cheating can be done by a lot of things. It could be a huge result of unhappiness, for sure. It could also be self-sabotage. And believe it or not, I've met a couple guys in my lifetime, like probably 3 or 4, and like one girl who was like this, where I genuinely think that in their blood, they are just downright cheaters or polygamy. Like they honestly should have just admitted that they were polygamous because like they couldn't do it. Like they could not do monogamy. And I was seeing it from an outsider perspective. I wasn't involved in those, but it was interesting. But yeah, I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. I don't think every single person is going to go through this. Also, not all men cheat for sport either or for variety. I will say a lot of men do cheat for variety, but that's not the only reason too. It can also be for emotional reasons, getting neglected by your partner, etc. All right, and then reading one of the comments. Is this always the case? Oh wait, no. This is just context, I think. No, but it is very often. I'd say most of the time. This is a thing that all men do. Hold on. Oh, no, he didn't say all. Sorry. This is a thing that men do. I was targeted by men like this multiple times when married. I don't think that this is super common. Yeah, there's going to be some guys out there that genuinely like being homewreckers. Same thing applies to women. I don't think it's as common as this person's making it out to be, though. I didn't give in, but the temptation was great. Other friends of mine did give in, only to be discarded by the new guy. Personally, I've never known a woman to cheat in the same way men do. Not saying it never happens, but it's exceedingly rare. Married women are not on dating apps in great numbers looking for hookups. Yeah, okay. I don't know. There might be some truth to that, but I guess it just depends on like the person's personal experience. If they experienced it like this, they're probably going to deem this as a majority more over the other. Let's read the comments though. This is very controversial, but I get where they're coming from. Yeah, see, I was going to say like I could also understand, especially if you went through it. My dad cheated on my mom, but she was dreadful to him for years. I strongly disagree with his decision-making process, but I wouldn't go so far as to completely vilify him, and I think women who cheat in this way deserve the same. That said, cheating is always wrong. Yeah, because you could just tell your partner, be mature, and just like if you're not happy, just end it or tell your partner rather than cheat. Because then if you end it, then it's not cheating. Just like, you know. Also, it's not true. This is just how most women cheat. There's so many shitty women that cheat the second they're mad at their partner or a hot enough guy comes along. People suck. It's not limited to men. I agree. That was my whole thing. It could be either people. There's a lot of awful women out there. Stay safe and watch out for your brothers, gentlemen. Big facts. The craziest thing is when you hear stories about like partners cheating with your friends. Because that's like, bro, what? Not only did your partner betray you, but your friend betrayed you. That's the craziest ones. All right, a poor attempt at mental gymnastics to make a wild hot take, okay? Oh, sorry, I didn't start the screen. Men are hardwired to not feel love during S, and that's why there's 8 billion plus people in the world. No, that's so not how guys work. I think some guys, when they have casual S, yeah, they don't feel it because it's casual, but you could totally feel love during S as a man. I've felt it before. If men were able to feel love for women or to actually be attracted to us romantically and as people rather than inanimate objects, there would be way less than of people than 8 billion. See, I think if we were to take like statistically, I would say women do attach emotions more to sex than men. However, it's not exclusive to them. I think men can as well. Ooh, I gotta blur a little bit of this, but there's simply no way even a fraction of those people are here because two people fell in love. Most of the S that happens between men and women is because of deception or R. The what? And yes, I'm counting prostitution and marriage as forms of R. Marriage? What are you even on? How is marriage a form of R? And you guys know what R is. I'm not saying it because I don't want to get demonetized. That's crazy. He's just making like left field takes now. I also detest the idea that incels have, that we are okay with all of this and that we are oh so crave their resources and money and that we're driven from this transaction when all women I've ever met deeply resent it and wish things were different. Really? Because I beg to differ. Women that have great partners, this is not a thing. It's quite insulting that they think that we give a F about their money when we have always wanted to be independent from them. Yeah, I mean, some people, for sure. I get my money from myself and want to keep it that way. I feel like this person is just one of those like, I'm independent, F men, they only want, like, dude, chill, bro. It's not all guys are like that. Chill out. So yeah, I would have S because I actually care and want to show affection, but because men want to simply excrete a bodily function like pissing or pooping through me, I'm not interested. That's crazy. Like pissing or pooping through me is a crazy thing to say. And I hate that they think that their version of S drive is the only one that counts apparently. It counts only if it's exactly like theirs. That's complete and utter phallocentric BS. Bro, what? Okay, this girl has been done wrong by guys because she is going on the deep end. I mean, I respect women's S drives too, and I don't think it's exactly like men's, but what? Dude, she is hurt. That is crazy. Counting marriage as a form of R shows how deep into this paranoia this person is. Yeah, I gotta blur that too. Crazy. I think it's fairly obvious that this person has been hurt in the past and is trying to rationalize that hurt by generalizing her situation and trying to believe that all men are the ones that like the one that hurt her and all women are victims like her. Yeah, that's how it's a lot. Some people do that because it makes them feel, less alone about the situation. Misery loves company, But yeah, hey, this was fun. I like this. This is a nice little Sunday episode for you guys. I hope you guys have a great Sunday. I'm going to upload this one as soon as I get it finished. I got a long day ahead of me, so I got to end this one a little bit early, but love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed Not How Guys Work. It's been a good time to explore kind of the other side of everything. And if you guys are new to this channel and you've somehow found this video and enjoyed it, make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell. We do videos like this almost every single day. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.